Hi everyone and welcome back. So I have a very related video and this is a Paris beauty haul. I went to Paris for my fiance's birthday in July. It's now October and I haven't been able to film this video because, as I said a few videos ago, me and my fiance are moving and the house that my parents have bought basically needs doing up, so our weekends have been spent doing that. That has now been put on hold for a while, so we finally have our weekends back and I'm finally getting around to film this video. So that is why this is so late. So these are all of the products, mostly kind of skincare products, but there are a few makeup items that I bought, and this was also my first kind of time visiting a Sephora and actually buying something. So there are quite a lot of items, but they are all very not budget. There are a few more expensive items, but I did kind of go for the more budget kind of items. So the first thing I got, not everything is from Sephora, a lot of it is from like French pharmacy. This is the Bioderma Soothing Refreshing Water, and this is basically a facial mist. Like that. So I basically got this for when I was not wearing makeup and my skin was quite dry and it just needed a booster. This was really cheap. I think this was about €3 as well. And one good thing we get in the Eurostar is that there's no liquid restrictions, whereas normally you have to have everything under 100ml, whereas this obviously isn't 100ml. I think this is 300. So I did kind of deliberately get the bigger size. I think this was actually the only one they had as well. I also got a free makeup bag from Sephora because I spent, I think, over €20 or something like that. It's an orange makeup bag. I don't think I'm going to use this. I'll probably end up giving this to my mum. And then the next thing I got is a bit bizarre, but I saw Tati, who is Glam Life Guru, do a video on this months and months ago, and it looked quite interesting, and I think this was around €8. I basically bought this when we were kind of due to leave and I needed to use up my euros. But this is a snail face mask, which sounds really bizarre and probably a bit gross as well, but apparently it's meant to be really good for hydrating your skin. And this is by the brand Tony Moly, I think that's how you say that, and that's what that looks like. And she did a video on this and I've kind of wanted to try it since then, so I decided to pick that up. I don't know if I will do a review on this, but I probably will include this in an empties video when I'm done. One thing I got from Sephora that was from their own brand range is let's see if I can actually find the English translation, is their instant moisture cream, and this is basically a moisturiser, but I got this because it has hyaluronic, I think that's how you say it, acid in it, which is meant to be really good for skin, and I needed a new moisturiser, so I bought this to try. I don't think I've actually tried this yet. I think it's kind of just been sitting in the cupboard waiting for me to film this video, and this was quite cheap. I think this was around €10, so I know a lot of other skincare that has hyaluronic acid in it tends to be quite expensive, so I got that to try. Another skincare item I got was, I wanted to get something from Caudalie, is that how you pronounce it? But it's so expensive even in France, so I basically got the cheapest item I could find from there just to try. I think this was around €2-3, and this is basically a 50ml sample of their moisturising mask, and I have used this. I think I used it actually when I was in Paris, and it is a really nice product, but it's only got a few uses. I did also get some Bioderma because obviously when you're in Paris you've got to. I know we do now have this in the UK, but it's still cheaper in Paris, and this was a tiny sample. This was €3.50. I know that micellar waters are quite big in the UK now, and I have I think it's Garnier one that I really like, so I know even though Bioderma is kind of like the cult micellar water, it is quite expensive, so I just got a small one to try. This is the one that's meant to be good for, I think, sensitive skin or acne prone skin. I did want the original pink one, but they only had, where I looked anyway, they only had miniatures of the green ones, so I just got that to try, and I will probably keep this bottle for travel as well. I think it will be really handy. I also got one of Sephora's own brand nail varnishes, and this is a very pretty tealy blue colour. Like I said, it was summer when I bought all of this, so this one is probably not that great for this time of year. I think this was around €3.50, and this is in the shade Full Moon Party. I just think it's a really pretty colour, and I really like the packaging, so I thought I would get that because I don't have any colours like this. I have lots of blue nail varnishes, but none quite like this. I also got, I want to call this a pocket bag because my favourite YouTuber ever was a girl called Say Anything Brooke, and she hasn't made videos in a few years now, but when she did, she always talked about the Bath and Body Works, and I think she called them pocket bags, and they looked basically identical to this, so this is what I always refer to this as, and this is a Sephora own brand hand sanitizer in black vanilla, and it smells absolutely amazing because the hand sanitizers you get over here, there is a Soap and Glory one which I love, but all of the other ones kind of just seem to be very generic and plain, so I just got a different one just to try, and this is in a vanilla scent. And then I did get two Sephora kind of own brand face masks. Actually no, this one is an eye mask, so I'll start with this, and this is the Orchid eye mask. I think this was around €3 as well. It was really cheap. sticky, and you just peel it off and stick it under your eye. It's pretty self-explanatory. I haven't tried this yet, obviously, but I will include it in a empties video when I do. And this is anti-aging and smoothing, so I guess it's for very dry eyes, which is why I bought it. And then I got one of their face masks. This is a sheet mask, which are my favourite types of masks, even if they are quite impractical to wear. And this is the Pearl face mask, and it just says perfecting and brightening, so I guess it's going to be quite good for hyperpigmentation. So I have quite a lot of acne scarring, so I don't think it's really going to make any difference, but I thought I would get that anyway. And that was €2 or €3, I think. I got 2 eyeshadows because I wanted to try some of their own brand makeup that wasn't like really expensive. They all swatched really well and the pigmentation was really nice. I actually have some up close shots of these which I filmed whilst I was in Paris, and I got a yellow and an orange eyeshadow. Bearing in mind it was summer when I got this, because I have so many bronzy neutral shadows, I didn't just want to get another bronzy shadow. So I got a yellow, and I wore this pretty much every day that we were in Paris, and I really like it. So I don't think I have a yellow shadow, and surprisingly it is very neutral and easy to wear. So that's what that swatch is like there. This was, I believe, €12, but the orange one I got was actually in the sale. This was around €3 or €4. Ah, these actually have names. So the yellow one is called Gold Heart number 214, and the orange one is called Mango Shake number 83, and that's what that looks like there. So they're not amazingly pigmented, but that was kind of what I wanted, because especially the orange, I didn't want a bright orange colour. So I think these are going to be nice for the summer. And then the final 2 products I got were kind of more on the splurge side. The first thing I got was a very mini sample of the Glam Glow. This is their Youth Mud. This isn't what I thought it would be. I thought I was going to be buying the, again, I can't think of the name of it, but it's the kind of one that you put on spots and it kind of almost sucks them out, which I know sounds disgusting, but I've seen really good videos on that. But full size, that's around £50 the tub, so there's no way I was going to pay that. So I got a very tiny sample. I think this was €20, which is a hell of a lot still, but nowhere near as expensive as that. And again, it was kind of on the last day just using up my euros. I think I kind of got the wrong one. This one, that's what that looks like, and this one is apparently an exfoliating mask, so it's got like a lot more kind of seaweed in it. This one has seaweed in it. But having said that, I have used this a couple of times and it is really good, so I'm kind of quite glad that I got this by accident. But because this is so expensive, it says basically use it all over your face, which is obviously what they want you to do, so you end up using more and buying more. I've just been kind of using this as a spot check treatment. Like I said, I haven't used this in a while because I've kind of been waiting to film this video, but when I have used it, I've only used it a couple of times, so it was really good. So I'm just going to use it as like a spot check, and so it will obviously last a long time. And then the last product I got was a blush from NARS. I only have a couple of NARS blushes that I bought years and years ago, and they were from like some kind of discounted website that did like discontinued NARS products. So I don't have any of the kind of cult ones, so I thought it was about time. And this was, I think this was around €30. Again, I can't remember the price. And this is NARS Orgasm. So obviously they're kind of known for their kind of like dirty names. So this is what this looks like. I'm sure everyone has seen this, but I've never had this before, and I thought it was about time I got it, because I have so many blushes where they say they're very similar to this, but I did actually want to compare, so I will probably do a dupe video of this. I have worn this a couple of times again when I was in Paris, and I really liked it. So that is it down there. I don't know if you can see it a bit better there. So that was my kind of splurge of the trip, and again, I haven't used this much since I got back from holiday because I've been trying to keep it nice for the video. So I'll be able to pull that out and start using it now, even though it is probably more of a summer colour. So I'll probably use it a couple more times before I put it away for next year. So that was my long overdue Paris beauty haul. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.